Welcome to Cliffhangers and Cocktails podcast with AMY CISSELL,
me, and
Shea McLeod, me.
We are USA Today bestselling authors of paranormal women's fiction, among other things. And this podcast is brought to you, as always, by the Caftan Coven.
Yay! Today, we're going to be talking about Amy's new series, Silver City Shifters. Oh, no! I can't wait to talk about that. So that's going to be a whole new thing. Ooh. We're also, of course, going to be talking about our drinkies and witchy things and general shenanigans. So first, as always, we start with the affirmation, I can be creative even if it's not perfect. Oh, okay, now she's making a face at me. Her nose is all wrinkled up. Her lips are pursed. Her eyes are shooting steely bars of doom.
This is incorrect, you guys. At least for me. I don't, probably for other people, yes, go with this affirmation. But, I'm struggling right now because what if these words are not the correct words in my first draft? So, also, I can't be done until it's perfect. And it's not, Listen. Mm-hmm. I know there's a reason why I went to therapy for a long time.
Maybe you need a new therapist.
Well, mine refused to come to Portugal with me.
Well, that's
like
just
a jerk.
Freaking rude.
I know.
That's just rude. Because here, you know what they say, the enemy of good is perfection.
I literally have that on a sign that was on the billboard next to my computer. It's not now because I don't have all my stuff up yet.
Yeah.
But I had that printed out and pinned to my corkboard.
Uh-huh.
So every time I turn to the left, there it is.
Yeah. Because I will say, the funny thing is that this idea of having to be perfect, having to be just right, just so, actually kept me from writing for, probably 10 or more years. Most of my life, up until I actually said, fuck it, and just did it. But I think we talked a little bit about this before with the Clifton Strengths. And if you're not familiar with the Clifton Strengths, it's a really cool, it's like a personality test. And everybody has these strengths, but you have them to different degrees. And so one of my strengths, one of my top 10 is called maximizer. So when I started writing, I realized that if I pursued perfection, I was never going to get there and I'd never be able to have a career as a writer because I'd never get anything done. The maximizer strength is able to look at something and go, this is good enough. So I'm really lucky and I learned to strengthen that strength. But some people that thing is way down and they need reminding a lot because it's not a natural thing for them to, but there is no such thing as perfection. I'm sorry.
I know. Intellectually. It's not that this is new for me.
Yes. You've been doing this a long time.
It's just,
Mm-hmm. Well, that's your mantra, that you can be creative even if it's not perfect. And you can fix anything in rewrites.
I know. But you don't understand.
But I do. And I don't care. I'm kidding.
Oh, so mean. So mean.
I am. I'm very mean. When it comes to that, I just want to kick people's butts sometimes. I would make a terrible therapist because they would be like, I'm struggling.
You'd be yelling at people?
I know. They'd be like, well, I'm struggling with this and perfection. And I'd be like, get over it. Terrible. No, I have a lot of empathy for people, but I'm way more.
That's what we're all getting from that. Empathy.
But I feel like I would be a better drill sergeant than I would be but I don't want to be mean to people. So I don't actually want to be mean to people, but sometimes I do just want to kick them in the butt and be like, come on, we can do this. Let's go.
I guess.
So I'm an empathetic drill sergeant. I don't know. But I have struggled with perfection. And I am very fortunate that I have a strength that once I worked on it was able to help me. And not everybody has that, but that's why we have our affirmations.
Yay!
So if you struggle with this and need to remind yourself, just stick that up on your wall. I can be creative even if it's not perfect. And maybe practice on something that, just like a little side thing that you're doing for fun. Just practice being imperfect. And the world doesn't end. It's amazing.
My camera like vibrated when you said that, and I think it's scared.
Wow, I had no idea I had that level of power. I'm pretty
Cross
excited.
worlds, across continents. You can frighten my webcam.
For those of you who are just tuning in,
who's just tuning in?
I mean, this is your first listen, let's say.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like we're live on the news. For those of you just tuning in to our live broadcast, like you can start at the beginning, y'all. I get you. Yes. You. I know where you're coming from now. If this is your first podcast,
if this is your third podcast, if this is your first podcast of ours that you're listening to, I am in Portland, Oregon, and Amy is in Porto, Portugal. She just moved there from Portland, Oregon, a couple weeks ago. Or is it a month now?
No,
is it a month?
Over a month now.
Has it been over a month? Holy.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
wow.
by the time this comes out, I think it will be 2 months.
Wow. Time, it flies. She flies.
It sure does.
Wow. Okay. Well.
Much like I'll be flying tomorrow on my way to Paris.
As you do. To pick up some baguettes.
2 hour flight,
Yeah, that'd be like me flying to San Francisco, basically. Pretty much. Or maybe LA. I think LA is
remember
2.5. I don't know how long the one to San Francisco is, but yeah, it's close. It's close.
It's not a long flight. Yeah. All right. Should we talk about beavers?
Oh yeah, let's talk about beavers.
It's beaver time.
Woo! So November 5th. So as we're recording this, we just had our October full moon. It was the harvest moon. Well, now for November, we've got November 5th, we got the beaver moon, and it's not just a beaver moon. It is a full super moon.
It's very super moony. Because wasn't the hunter moon a super moon?
I want to say the hunter
moon. The harvest moon or whatever.
Well, the harvest moon, I don't know if that was a super moon. It might have been a super moon too. All I know is freaking bright, and it literally hurt my eyes to look at it. Like it was that bright. It was amazing.
3 consecutive super moons.
Wow.
So harvest, beaver, and cold.
Well, let's talk about what the beaver moon means, though. The beaver super moon.
Let's do that.
So,
did
we talk about it in an earlier podcast, or I don't know.
I'm not sure. Listen, could be.
Well, we're
if you're
talking about
just tuning in. Or if you binge listened to everything up to this point, let us know if you've heard us talk about beaver before.
Because as we've stated, our brains, or at least mine, she not working right.
Well, and if we talked about beaver moons. Sorry, I'm being so inappropriate.
You're being wildly inappropriate. I love it.
We did, I think, our first podcast recording almost a year ago.
Oh, so that's right.
We're about 1 year in. So if we did talk about Beaver Moon, that it probably was one of our first, our first live streams, because that's what we did at the end of 2024. Is we did live streams.
That's right.
Before we got into doing this
properly,
first semi-regularly and now more regularly. So we may have talked about Beaver Moons in one of our live
we might have
live streams last fall.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's not really the point
No.
of the beaver moon, I guess. Like that's not what it means magically or
That
spiritually.
that it's us starting a podcast. Um,
What if that is what it means that we're having three super moons? Is it saying you guys are
maybe.
super?
Yes, I like this. This is what it means. I've
Thanks,
decided.
moon.
Thanks, Moon. um, but okay, so obviously the Beaver Moon is named after beavers. Because here in North America, um, this is the time of year when beavers start building their dams for the winter so they can go in there and hide away from the cold.
Oregon is the beaver state, and it has a beaver on one side of its flag.
It does indeed.
Fun facts with Amy. Let me
um,
know if you need more beaver facts.
oh, I always love a beaver fact. But some of the Native American cultures called it the frost moon. There was a lot of different names for the moon, but predominantly we call it the beaver moon. And the
I
magic,
wonder.
huh?
Oh,
You
I was
wonder
gonna
what?
say, I wonder because there are beavers in the UK. I
Yeah.
know this based primarily on there being beavers in the Chronicles of Narnia. That's how I know
hmm
because they stayed in a beaver dam with Mr. and Mrs. Beaver when they first
hmm
all came to Narnia. And
That's
it's
right.
also the state mammal of New York, so there's just
Is
beaver
it?
everywhere.
There's beavers everywhere. Yeah. I know they trapped them for their fur out here because I think by that
They
time
ran out.
they probably ran out. There wasn't enough in New York, I guess.
Oh, it's almost like you come and then you colonize and then you just like hunt all the native species to near extinction. I've heard.
It's almost like that, like they did with the buffalo. Yeah. Or actually technically
Oh,
bison, but except now we
yeah,
have big herds of bison again.
we
So,
do.
yeah.
Don't pet them.
No.
They're not big fluffy cows.
No.
Okay, this is also it's not the buffalo moon.
No,
Sorry,
no.
that's a
We went off on a tangent. Okay.
buffalo. Yeah,
Uh,
buffaloes. Anyway, no
yeah.
beavers. We're back to
Beavers. We're
beavers.
back to
Tell me
beavers.
about the magical significance of the Beaver Supermoon.
Okay. Well, the Beaver Supermoon is deeply connected. Well, just the Beaver Moon in itself is deeply connected to themes of preparation, because obviously they're preparing for winter, abundance, stability, self-worth, and inner transformation, because you're going into that place of hibernation where it's just you and you're focusing on your own self there and your own transformation. So it's a very powerful time to focus on like securing your own resources for yourself, both physical and emotional. So preparing for this time where you're going to be sort of focused more inward as the dark comes. And it's time to set intentions for your financial abundance and your personal security, and to leverage natural elements and rituals to manage desires. So and then from the supermoon, you get this extra oomph of power. So you can use that in your spells and rituals, go bathe under the supermoon, or do your spells under the supermoon. Just like, make some moon water. Um, we know our third coven member, Sam, loves to make moon water under the moons, full moons. Um,
Um, I was gonna say that. So this is the Supermoon. The Beaver Moon is November
mhm,
5th,
right.
which God willing is when this episode comes out. I think the 4th, maybe. God willing. Um, so hopefully it's tomorrow, guys.
Mm,
But one of the things we've been talking about over the last couple of months is the
mhm,
harvest and the abundance seasons
mhm,
and reaping what we sowed earlier in the year.
mhm,
And that like kind of culminates with the we had the harvest moon in October and then we just had Samhain. And
mhm,
Samhain is kind of that transition period. I mean, it is a transition period in so many senses of the word.
mhm.
But it's a transition period between the harvest and the abundance and the coming of the dark and the reflection
Yeah,
and the preparing. It's a
yeah.
time of preparing. It's a time of getting ready to so you know what you want to sow
Mhm.
once the ground thaws,
Yeah.
metaphorically or whatever. So
Absolutely.
yeah, we're in the dark times now.
Yeah.
We're in the frost. We're in the beaver.
We're in the beaver times. We're in the beaver.
Sorry.
So, the full moon in Taurus, which coincidentally, often coincides with the beaver moon, as it does this year. It's not every year, but it often is the full moon in Taurus as well. And that brings a focus on wealth, money, and material security. Ooh. So it's all about that. So get to manifesting physical abundance, not just, abundance within yourself, not just, abundance within your emotional state, but actual physical money. Start, whether it's a new job, whether it's a better position or salary at your current job, whether it's starting a new business, start manifesting.
And remember that there's nothing wrong with wanting to be materially secure.
Oh yeah.
There, mhm.
So, this is the time. Get manifesting. Think about the things that you want to help and you haven't had the ability to do so. Journal, continue to take stock and let go of what doesn't serve you and manifest that abundance in. And this is
Woo!
time to do it.
Cheers.
Woohoo! So cheers to that. Cheers to abundance. Clink. Ooh. So Amy, tell us about what we're drinking today.
Ooh, today we are drinking a pomegranate French 75. And y'all, I need you to know. Okay, gin is my favorite liquor. Champagne is my favorite wine. And pomegranate is one of my favorite fruits. So when I
Mm.
can bring them together in the
And
perfect
mm,
harmony of
oh,
happiness in a glass,
beautiful
how am I
marriage.
going to
Mm.
say no?
Oh gosh.
Also pomegranates, there's tons of pomegranates everywhere here. They're in
Mm.
season from now through like March.
Oh
It's always
wow.
pomegranate season. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Holy
Yeah,
cow.
so expect a lot of pomegranates from me. Um, and I just this is a French 75 is just one of my favorite go-to cocktails.
Mm.
I like a lot of different gin drinks. I will seldom say no to a G&T. I love me a good dry gin martini. And
Mm-hmm.
I drink wine occasionally. But again, never would say no to champagne.
Well, and here's the thing too. If you don't like gin, some folks are actually allergic to gin. I technically have a slight allergy because of the juniper, but it's not so bad if I have the right gin that it's going to cause me a problem. Although sometimes if I'm having high allergies, I'll avoid it. So here's the thing. You can also make this drink with vodka.
But then it's not called a French 75
No,
anymore.
then it's called a French 76.
Hmm. Do you
Mm-hmm.
know, like, uh, apocryphally how the French 75 got its name?
I do.
Oh.
From the cannons. Those
Well,
big old
yes. And
guns.
also because
Yeah.
if you drink enough of them, you feel like you got shot by one the next day.
Yes, 100% true. And that is mostly down to the gin. But yes, you can replace it with vodka. It's not going to have the same herb essence that you would have with gin, but it's still delicious. And sometimes I do drink a French 76 instead of a French 75 just because of the gin situation. But
Well, and there's just so many different variables with gin. Like I
yeah.
have three gins in my house right now, which I know, but I just moved here. I only
Hmm.
have three. I'm sorry.
Well,
Um,
I have
so
two, but
like
that's thanks to you.
so just trying to figure out like of the three gins, one of
Mm,
them so I was talking to Chris because I'm not familiar enough with two of the three gins to
hmm.
make these kind of judgments, but I'm like, oh, what do you think? So there's one of the gins and he's like, ooh, I think that the flavor would be overwhelmed. The flavor of the gin would be overwhelmed by the other ingredients.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm drinking a Portuguese gin
Oh,
right now.
interesting.
And so I'll post a picture of that
Oh,
obviously on
I'm
socials.
curious. Well, yeah,
And
and
it's pretty
there's
good.
there's so many gins. Like the one that my favorite gin currently is one from Scotland. And it's very herbal, but it definitely has the juniper, but the juniper is less pronounced than it is in some other gins. And so I find it easier to drink. And there's one I keep wanting to try, Plymouth gin, because that's supposed to be really smooth and much less junipery.
It is, yes.
So, but I've been having trouble trying to find it in my local liquor stores. Yeah, there's one that's a little bit further away that supposedly has it. So I need to go on a tour, I guess.
This
The energy of this drink
mhm.
is new beginnings, growth, and prosperity. So that prosperity goes right into this whole abundance thing. And so the basic ingredients are, for the recipe that I've included, this is how I made mine: 2 ounces of gin, 2 ounces of pomegranate juice, 1 ounce of simple syrup, and then top it up with champagne or Prosecco. Now, I use Prosecco because that's what I was able to easily get. Now, tell us
I
about how
would
you.
not use champagne either because I'm not going to put champagne in a cocktail,
Well,
you guys.
right.
I'm
I think
sorry.
Prosecco works really well. I think it has a good flavor that goes well in French 75s. Better, honestly, I think, than champagne.
Oh,
Um,
agreed.
and
So
it's
I have in
cheaper.
mind,
So,
I have a sparkling wine, probably local. I don't know. I got it at the mini market down the street. Um,
I love it.
I mean, it's good. I
Yeah.
It's good.
Well,
Okay.
that's the thing about in Europe. You can go to the mini mart and buy really good wine for not much. It's not the case here in the
I
States.
don't know if I would do a lot of wine shopping there,
But if you
but
have
that
an
was decent.
emergency situation, yeah.
Yes, if I have a wine emergency, we're
Hmm.
set. So I used some gin, and then I made, instead of using pomegranate juice and simple syrup, I made a pomegranate simple syrup with fresh
Mm,
pomegranate. And that's why mine is lighter, I think,
yeah.
than Shea's, is because mine is
Yes.
made with fresh pomegranate. So it's not as concentrated as the
Hmm.
juice, because a lot of times juice is more concentrated. That's
Yes,
how
and that's what
juice
what
works.
that's what mine is. Obviously, we do have, I think, some fresh pomegranates, but we don't have a lot, and they're expensive. They're not always as juicy. So I just bought pomegranate juice, a really good quality pomegranate juice, and
Which I think is, I mean, store-bought is obviously fine.
store-bought is
And I think
fine.
it'll be
Hmm.
fun. We're gonna do a craft cocktail mini-sode on the
Hmm.
differences in, now that we live in two different
Yeah.
places, how we can come together with what's seasonal and what's like looking at that kind of cocktail
Hmm.
magic.
And like
But
one of
that's for
us,
the future.
that's for the future. And one of us will probably do like oh, this is all homemade fresh stuff. And the other of us may be, well, we don't have these ingredients fresh, so I made it with these things. And that'll be fun to compare. So we're going to be doing that. But yes.
Okay, so I have 2 parts gin to 1 part pomegranate simple syrup.
Mm.
And the juice of half a lemon. And I stirred it with ice because I still don't
Hmm.
have a cocktail shaker. I also don't have like a cocktail spoon.
Mm.
So, and
I
I don't
use
have like
I
a
use a
measuring.
chopstick to stir it.
I use just a spoon. I don't have a measuring thing. So
Mm.
my 2 to 1 to maybe 1 to 2.5. I don't know because I was guessing.
You were measuring with your heart.
But I would have liked to measure with actually a little more than my heart told me. But then anyway, I topped it with sparkling wine and added my pomegranate seeds for garnish. Woo, that
So
way.
pretty. That is so pretty. And I will say that the French 75 is one of the more forgiving cocktails. Like, you don't have to be exact. You can measure with your heart. And honestly, usually when I'm making a French 75, I do, because I like a slightly lower gin and higher wine proportions than is typical. But and like for me, because I was using pomegranate juice, which is quite tart, I didn't need lemon. Like, the recipe doesn't actually call for lemon, but because you were using a pomegranate simple syrup, which is much sweeter, you needed the lemon for the balance.
Yes.
So, you can play with around with that and add, and the lemon is going to bring to it a cleansing and a cleaning out of negative energies, sort of, and a protection. So that's brings in this whole new level of magic and spell work. So, gin magical properties we talked about before. It's purification, it's banishing negative energies, and healing. In some cultures, gin has been used for healing practices, which I
Hmm.
find very interesting. And I think that has to do a lot with all the different herbs that are in it. Pomegranate, love pomegranate. Growth, fertility. And remember, when we're talking fertility, we're not just talking about popping out babies. We're talking about
Oh no.
which some of us are not doing that. But like it's about
I'm
fertility and
almost
all.
50, y'all. I'm not popping out any babies.
Yeah, like I'm over 50, this is not happening. So, but like fertility in like creative endeavors and business endeavors in um just all of that. It's that all kinds of fertility. Wishes, death, rebirth, new beginnings. And of course, death doesn't mean death of, it means it could mean death of one stage in life and moving on to a new stage.
Well, pomegranates have such a rich, like, mythical history
Hmm.
too, because it's the pomegranate seeds that kept Persephone
In the
in with
underworld.
Hades
Yeah.
for 6 months out of the year.
Yeah.
And I believe that some scholars say that the apple in the Garden of Eden was actually a pomegranate.
Yes, I've heard that.
Um,
Yeah.
I think that makes more sense than it being an apple, to be honest, because
To be, yes.
that's a fruit that is native in this general area from
Yeah.
here over to the Middle East, I think.
Yeah.
So,
Apples are
um,
pretty much everywhere and we all eat them on the regular. So,
oh, we have so many apples here right now.
mm. Mm.
Anyway, yes. Sorry, but I just, in addition to having facts about beavers, I also have facts
Talks
about
about
pomegranates.
pomegranates. I love it because I enjoy, like, part of my enjoyment of cocktail craft and is not just the magic and the witchcraft angle, which of course I love, but also I love the historical background of the cocktails and the ingredients and all of that. So I love your pomegranate facts.
Yay!
Uh, um, sugar magic, which is coming in with the simple syrup, whether it's a pomegranate simple syrup or actually mine was technically a bay leaf simple syrup I had made for something else. So, and bay leaf itself is about abundance, is about manifesting abundance and manifesting money. So, um, but sugar magic or sugar magical properties, it's known mostly for for its ability to attract. So sugar is about attraction. So when you put sugar in there, you're attracting mostly sweetness, love, and or
Prosperity.
prosperity. Prosperity. So yes, this is a
Yay!
very prosperity like in manifesting sort of drink. So this is a really good drink to drink while you're just maybe journaling about you know the abundance you want to bring, or maybe you're visualizing the abundance in your life that you want to have, or being grateful for the abundance that's already here, because you can be grateful for what you have and still want more. um
Well, and we talked about how the supermoon is really a good time to focus on
mhm,
prosperity and abundance. So
exactly. So
it's all fitting together.
sip that drink under the supermoon. Woo! So and then champagne or prosecco, basically any sparkling wine, has the magical property, obviously, of celebration because we
Yay!
use that to celebrate, but it also adds a bang to your spell. It can just really like give it some oomph, and who doesn't want a little oomph in an abundance and prosperity spell, right? Woohoo!
Oomph
Mm,
all the way.
mm. Feeling like a rich bitch already. So normally at this time, we would probably have a special guest come on and talk to us about something cool, whether it's their book or their crystal healing or whatever. And
But today we don't have anyone special. We
yes,
just have a
today we
guest.
have the most special guest of all. And I want to introduce you to AMY
Oh
CISSELL.
my God, that's me!
Yes. Today, today we are reading, and let's see, this is the first book in your Silver City Shifters, which is your new series, and it's the first book called Deadwood Wolfpack.
Yeah,
Ooh.
it's a prequel.
Oh, it's the
And
prequel book.
y'all
Okay.
can go read it.
Yeah.
for
And
free
ooh.
right now, and I hope to Christ that isn't a lie. I hope that's true.
Yeah, editor Amy here, and it was a lie. It was a big old lie. But you can pre-order book one, and I will drop a note when the prequel is available for download. Um, but yeah, the pre-order link for book one is in the show notes, and I, Amy Sissel, am a big old liar. Sorry.
And we'll put
Oh,
in
anyway,
the
sorry.
show notes where you can get that.
Yeah.
But now, and Deadwood, I'm guessing, is the real Deadwood. Is it? No.
In South Dakota?
Yeah.
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 Yes, it is
Yeah.
Deadwood, South Dakota. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm from
Yeah.
South Dakota, and yeah, it's that
Yes.
one.
So
Uh-huh.
that's cool because
Uh-huh.
some of your previous works that we talked about have been set in Portland. And so this is, you're going back to your roots here with Deadwood. I
Yep.
love it. South Dakota. Woohoo. Okay, so I mean, this seems silly to ask what your favorite cocktail is because, you know,
Well, we just talked about what my
we,
favorite cocktail is.
right. So,
But,
what does your character have one? Or do you have another cocktail? Or talk to us about cocktails.
well, so my character, my main character, Rebecca,
Uh-huh.
um, she is a wolf shifter.
Okay.
And at the beginning of this prequel, she lives in Portland. And then at
Hey.
the end of the book, she ends up going to the Black Hills. That's the
I
rest of
like
the
it.
series is all set in the Black Hills.
Okay. Why don't you read the blurb?
All right, blurb. Ha ha ha. Here we go. Hiding my strength has kept me safe for years, but now I need to draw on it if we're going to survive. It's hard enough being an independent woman in this day and age, but when you add in the complication of being the pampered pack princess, it feels impossible. Every move I make is watched, cataloged, and when I sneak in the barest bits of defiance, punished. It's enough to make me count my hidden savings and consider running away.
Mm.
At 25, I'm more than old enough to be considered a woman, but my value to the pack alpha is to keep me in a metaphorical tower until he identifies who he can marry me off to in order to secure an alliance. When the alpha, aka Daddy, visits the Black Hills Pact to negotiate a mutual aid pact, I have to take advantage of my last month of freedom. At the next full moon, I'll either be mated or on the run. Naked time with the newest shifter looking to join the pack feels like the best way to get my final hurrahs. But when the vampires start kidnapping the weaker pack members, including my best friend and her entire family, it's up to
Ooh.
me and Mr. Tall, Dark, and Sexy Shifter to save the pack before there's no one left when my father returns home.
Ooh. It's a good blurb. I like that.
So she drinks a lot of gin when she's in Portland, hitting the jazz clubs. But
Uh-huh.
then by the time she goes to South Dakota and the next book starts, she's drinking wine.
Mm.
She's drinking champagne.
Mm.
She like that's kind of where she's at. But the next book is called Wolfpack of the Apocalypse.
Oh.
And so there's gonna be some problems with the wine supply chain, is
Ugh.
all I'm saying.
Ugh.
So what are we going to do?
I might have to make some moonshine.
Well, they're moving to a ghost town called Silver City, hence Silver City Shifters.
Mm.
So maybe there will be a still there they can find.
There you go. And they can make their own moonshine.
Yuppers. Anyway, that was such a long answer to favorite cocktail.
I love it. I love it. That's what we do. That's what we do. Okay, so tell us about your author journey. So like when did you begin writing and how many books have you published thus far and what genres do you write? How many series you have? Just tell us how you got there and everything.
All right, I will ramble. Here we
Okay,
go.
let's ramble.
Okay.
Hmm.
So, as a lot of people have said when we've asked them this question on the pod, is I've been writing for as long as I can remember. I entered a Kansas City Star newspaper writing contest when I was 11.
Ooh.
I didn't win, but I did get a mention
Oh,
in the Kansas City Star when they announced the winners. It
nice.
said, well, not by name, but it said our youngest entrant was 11 years old and it was surprisingly good.
Surprisingly good.
So
Well, that's a good comment.
yeah, so I still have that newspaper
That's
because
awesome.
surprisingly good.
That is
So I
awesome.
just I've always wanted to write, but then and I got my bachelor's degree in English, and then like real life happened, and it
As
just
it
kind of got
does.
pushed to the back burner.
Yeah.
And it was enough work to just like do all the other things that I had to
Hmm.
do.
And did you
And I
ever
got
get that thing? Because I always got that thing. Well, you need a real job because you can't make a living as a writer. And keep in mind, when we were youths, there was barely any internet, let alone a way to make a living writing without having to go through the big six or whatever traditional
right.
publishers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a lot of that. And I mean, also I wasn't making very much money at that time
Right.
and was not making very much money at that time when I like lived
Yes.
in LA.
Uh,
And when I got laid off from a job, and in the month between jobs that it took me to find a new job,
mhm,
it was November. So my dad had been doing NaNoWriMo, which is National Novel Writing Month, which
mhm,
happens, well, used to happen. This is the first year without it. It's all gone now. So yeah, so my dad had done it a couple years, and so
mhm.
he's like, "Well, you're not working, so come, let's do this." So I did. I wrote a book. It was, oh my God, you guys, it was so bad that when I sent it to some of my favorite people to read, no one ever mentioned it again. Like literally, nobody
No.
ever gave me like, "Oh, this is okay," but it could use people just it went into the void, and they're like, "We shall never speak of
Was
this."
it
It was
really
so
that
bad.
bad? Oh my goodness.
Oh gosh, it was so bad. So bad.
I mean, I have
So
one of
then I
those
gave
books,
up.
so yeah. Oh no. Okay. Hmm.
And got a job and went and did the stuff, and I moved to Portland and started writing again right around the time I had my daughter.
Mm.
Because I needed something to kind of keep my mind occupied now that I couldn't
Hmm.
go out and do all the things I was doing before, which was like running marathons and blah blah blah.
Hmm.
My body was like, no, thank you, right now.
Hmm.
And it has been continuing to say that ever since, for some reason. Anyway, not the point. So that's when I wrote my first book that's been published, which is the
Hmm.
first in the Eleanor Morgan series.
Okay.
I wrote that right after she was born. I
Mm.
finished it up in 2013. I published it in 2017 because it took me that long to get brave enough to have other people read it and
Uh,
then finally get an editor
yeah.
and all of that stuff.
Mm.
And by that point, I'd written, I think, the next three books in the series
So you
as
just
well.
kept writing
So
even though you weren't publishing. Yeah.
mhm,
Cool.
it was a fun story. And this is actually a spin-off of the Eleanor Morgan world.
Ooh,
So
okay.
in book one, there is some Eleanor in it.
Ooh, how fun. I love books that like have little crossover things. I
So
just love
yeah,
those. Yeah. Cool.
Rebecca is briefly in the Cardinal Gate.
Okay.
And I
Okay.
think she has a cameo in maybe book four as well.
Hmm.
You'd think, well, no, I wrote that in like 2014.
Like I can
Um,
hardly remember what I had for breakfast. There's no way I'm going to remember what I wrote in 2014.
so I have published just north of 30 books.
Wow.
That
Awesome.
includes like
Woohoo.
novellas, I think.
Yeah.
I knew this question. We have the same questions for everybody. I knew
Yeah.
this was going to be here. Could have counted, didn't. And so I have two complete series, the Eleanor Morgan series, and
Hmm.
then the Midlife Magic in Eden Valley. So I can't remember my series. I have another paranormal romance series, Oracle Bay,
Oh
that
yes.
is
Uh-huh.
it's kind of on hiatus. There are seven books in that series.
Hmm.
There may be more someday.
Yeah. It's sort of an
Uh,
ongoing kind of a thing, right?
it's
Ish.
there.
Yeah.
Um, and then I have my current two like very active series, which are Ghosts of Valhalla. The
Hmm.
first three books and a prequel and a short story are out on
No.
that one.
Nice.
A short story from the point of view of the magical talking cat, just
Eh,
to be clear.
I mean, magical talking cats do have a point of view.
Yeah, he
Ooh,
certainly
maybe I
does.
should do that with Enki. Sorry, bygones. Go on.
And then this is my brand new series. So the blurb that I just read, this is for the prequel novella.
Mhm.
It is out now, fingers crossed, and available for free when you subscribe to my newsletter.
Yep. Awesome.
And then the pre-order for book one, which is called Wolfpack of the Apocalypse, is
Hmm.
also available now.
Awesome.
So
So everything that you write is paranormal, really. And so what kind of inspired you or attracted you to writing paranormal rather than, contemporary or historical or something? What drew you to that?
I mean, my first books that I remember like reading over and over and over were
Hmm.
things like the Chronicles of Narnia
Oh, yeah,
or
yeah, yeah.
the Chronicles of Prydain. My dad gave me the Lord of the Rings trilogy and The Hobbit when I
Ooh.
was 11 because he was tired of me reading his copy. Uh,
Meanwhile, I was reading Agatha Christie's And Then There Were None at age of 11.
oh, well, I mean, same. My dad
So,
also owned
yeah,
every Agatha Christie book.
like, yeah. So, like, we were both sort of immersed in murder and magic
Hmm.
from a young age.
And like Madeline L'Engle, which is more that
Oh, yeah.
fantasy sci-fi.
Yeah.
So these are the books that I like absorbed as
Hmm.
a child, and then just kept going. And I did a
Mm.
lot of like more high fantasy for a while,
Mm. Hmm.
or otherworld fantasy, like the Eye of the World, the Robert Jordan series. I can't. Is that what it's called? Whatever.
Wheel of,
Everyone knows what I'm talking about.
is it
Wheel of
Wheel of
Time.
Time? Yeah. Is that Barbara Jordan?
Eye
Or
of the
am I
World might
confusing?
be no. Wheel of Time is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, okay.
Eye of the World might be the name of one of the books. It might not be. Who the hell knows?
I don't know.
Um, but so I was reading a lot of that kind of stuff, and
Uh-huh.
then like other world, more YA fantasy,
Okay.
and then when I was pregnant, I started reading some really really fun, really trashy urban fantasy,
Awesome.
like
Awesome.
just so fun and so trashy. I had
Hmm.
again couldn't run marathons. I had a lot of time on my hands, both of them,
Hmm.
because I couldn't bend over and garden. I couldn't do anything
Oh, man.
except for yoga and like I couldn't even go for walks. I yogaed and swam and
Wow.
read so many. And I'm like, this is the love of my life. I picked my daughter's name. The name that I chose for her was from the main character. Like the main character's twin brother's lover, werewolf.
I love it.
I'm like, this is a
I
great
love it.
name.
I love it. I'm gonna have to get some of those names of trashy urban fantasies from you later. I mean, I always did love urban fantasy because I got started like when urban fantasy kind of had its first go round in the 90s. There was there was a point in time in the 90s when paranormal romance, urban fantasy with strong romance, and sci-fi romance were kind of big for like 10 or 15 minutes. And then we kind of went back to like contemporary for a long time. And then we had that resurgence once like Twilight and all that came out. We had this big resurgence of all of that. But I was in there from the get-go and I was like, I loved like some of those, like Urban Shaman was one of my absolute favorite by C.E.
Oh,
Murphy.
oh, yes, set in Seattle. Oh my God, I love that
Yes.
series.
Yes. It's
That's a
so
slow
good.
burn.
Yeah. And
Oh,
I think she just put out another one. Like she hadn't put out one in a long time.
a
And
really long time.
I think she just put out another one in that series. So, I mean, she's been writing other things, but
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure because I think I saw it on I stumbled on it on I don't can't remember if it was TikTok or something. I recently kind of got into book talk a little bit. So, I think it was somebody shared it on TikTok, but I'm not sure. And it was really interesting because most of the paranormal urban fantasy things, and they did then and they still do, come from Germanic and Celtic um, sorts of mythologies. And this
Yep.
came from a Native American mythology. So
Hmm.
I found that super interesting. I always find it interesting when it comes from something a little different. So,
Yeah, it's
um,
fun when you're like get to learn pieces of those mythologies and
mhm,
histories and folklore from cultures that we're not as familiar
mhm.
with.
Absolutely.
But oh, what was I gonna say? My favorite urban fantasy though are ones that have a world ending. Like
Yeah.
everything shifts.
Apocalypse impending. Yeah.
So I mean, my whole tagline is magic and mayhem at the end of the world. Because I can't get through a series like Ghosts of Valhalla right now. We're heading into Ragnarok. Um,
Excellent.
Eleanor Morgan basically ended the world as we know it, and I'm
Hmm.
writing this in to be right there in the apocalypse. I have had like three apocalypse in Oracle Bay. Eden Valley had a little
Oh my
one.
God.
I
That's
can't
hilarious.
stop myself. I like to know what happens after.
Me too, actually. I really enjoy post-apocalyptic fiction. At one point in time, I was reading some zombie books and things like that, but I kind of got tired of the whole same old humankind just fights each other and kills each other into infinity. I really started liking things where there was a lot more hope. There was a lot
Hmm.
more, like maybe things changed magically. I know Alana Andrews has a series which happens after a magical apocalypse.
Yes,
Um,
the Kate Daniels series.
yes, that series.
Would you
That was
like me to
fun.
review it for you over there?
Maybe in another episode. But yeah, so that's fun. So you start the apocalypse.
Well, and
I love.
that's kind of how like the premise for Eleanor Morgan came about, is
Mhm.
I'd been reading the Kate Daniel books and a couple others that are like, this is what happens after.
Right.
Like Kim Harrison's The Hollows, where
Yeah.
after and you find out the magic is real. And I'm like, but
Mhm.
what happens right before? What
Right.
happens during?
During. Yeah.
Like this is where I want to start with it.
Yeah.
And then we
That's
can
fun.
get to what happens after. But I
Right.
was reading these books and I'm like, but what came before this? What
Yes.
made it happen?
Yes. I love that. That's awesome. Um, so what is the most interesting or unusual research that you've done for a book that you're writing?
I've been so lucky to be able to do a bunch of travel, on location
Mm.
travel to books
Hmm.
that to locations. And I have to say, like, the best that I've done recently is in August before I moved to Portugal.
Hmm.
I flew back to South Dakota for a few days to the Black Hills. So I got to go to
Nice.
Deadwood. And
Nice.
I grew up in South Dakota, but East River, which means very little to people who aren't from that area, but east of the Missouri River,
Hmm.
and the Black Hills is west of the Missouri River.
Right. Okay.
Um, and so I grew up in eastern South Dakota,
Hmm.
but my dad's family lived in western South Dakota, so I spent tons of time there.
Aha.
I loved it.
Nice.
One of my college besties lives out there, so I went and I got to stay with her.
Oh,
And
nice.
first of all, y'all, I know I'm not giving you her address or even her name because that'd be weird. But like, if you know her, I am telling you, she is the best freaking tour guide for the
Ooh.
Black Hills that you could
Okay.
ever have. I had a broken foot, so I couldn't do recreational hiking.
Hmm.
It was still healing, so I had to do research related hiking. Um, but she like, there's places I'm like, I don't think I can get further up the trail. She's like, no worries, and she'd like zip up the trail over the hill and take pictures for me, and come back and be like, this,
Awesome.
this. She found Silver City, which is like
Awesome.
Silver City shifters.
Hmm.
She found the site for me. We went to a couple like really rundown ghost towns,
Nice. I love a
and
ghost town. Mm.
her and our other one of our other really good friends from university
Hmm.
who still lives East River was able to drive out and stay with us.
Nice. How
So the
fun.
three of us got to like hang out and have buffalo burgers and drink beer. And I brought them wine from Oregon and we drank wine
Mm.
from South Dakota. And
Those are the
like we
best
went
research trips. Those are the best.
like we went all over and we went to Deadwood. But it was such an amazing trip. It's one of the best research trips I've done in a long time. I got so many notes, so many pictures.
Mm.
Plus, I got to spend all this time with two of my favorite people from college
Oh,
that I haven't gotten to spend a lot of time with
oh, that's awesome.
because of
That's awesome.
how they refuse to like follow me around and live wherever I live.
That's just rude. I mean,
Right?
rude. Your friends should always follow you to live wherever that you are, especially when you move to Portugal.
I know.
Yeah.
I feel like people are going to come visit me more now.
I have a feeling too. I have a feeling too.
Anyway, that's my
That's
most recent research. I
that's
don't know if it's
awesome.
unusual, but maybe going to South Dakota is unusual.
I mean, maybe. Yeah. I mean, yeah. It's for me, it's like as writers, we can write about anything. We can do the research, we can like look at the streets on the map. Um, but boots on the ground is like the best way, I think, to do research of a place. Because at least when I write, and some of my favorite authors do this too, and I know you do this, that the place that you're writing about is almost like a character in and of itself.
Hmm.
Like it becomes like this part. It's an integral part of the story, and that really happens the best. I'm not going to say it only happens, but it happens the best when it's someplace you've actually been and been able to soak up the vibe. I think that's the best way to research anything. So if your series was picked, when your series is picked up for a Netflix series or something, who do you want to play Rebecca and who do you want to play Isaac? Like who like embodies those two characters?
Okay, Rebecca, 100% Selma Hayek.
Ooh,
I
okay.
don't care about any other character.
You don't care about Isaac.
No, I mean like somewhere I have written down because he's a main character in the Eleanor Morgan series.
Hmm.
So he's just like bops in here and a little bit at the beginning
Mm.
of the first book.
Okay.
Just as that connection.
Okay. Gotcha.
He's how Eleanor and Rebecca meet is through Isaac.
Ah,
And
okay.
because he knew her from ye olden days and he met Eleanor before she began her quest to end the world.
Okay. Okay.
So Isaac is, meh, I don't care
Oh,
about
he's
him
not
anymore.
important. But
I
Selma
mean, he
Hayek, yeah,
is,
he
but
is important, but
no,
he's not that
Salma
important.
Hayek. Okay, first of all, Salma Hayek.
Yes.
And arguments 2 through 10,
Selma
Salma
Hayek.
Hayek.
Yeah.
Because by the time the first book of the series comes out, Rebecca's not 25 anymore, but
Right.
she's also a shifter. So they age very, very slowly.
Right.
So I think she's probably 70, Rebecca, by the time the main series
Oh,
starts,
wow.
right?
But
I
she
don't know how
doesn't,
to do math.
well, from the 50s to now, that's 70 years. Yeah. 75
So if
years.
she was born,
Oh my
I
gosh.
can
I
do math.
just looked at a picture
Minus
of Selma
25.
Hayek from a month ago. The woman does not age.
So if it was set now, she'd be
Yeah.
almost 100. Because if
Wow.
she's
Yeah.
25 in the 50s.
Then yeah,
But
she'd be about
anyway,
100.
so
But
I think Selma Hayek's about 50.
something
She
like
our age or
that.
is she older?
Is she older than that? I am
Whatever.
looking
She's
right now.
immortal. She's
She
fucking
is.
59.
Oh my Lord. Well, if you see this picture, I'm gonna pop this picture into our chat here because this is from literally 4 weeks ago, and this woman ain't nowhere near like 60 years old. Yeah. She is stunning, and there's no way she's anywhere
That's four
near.
weeks ago?
That's 4 weeks
Sorry.
ago.
Sorry. Um, okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, Salma Hayek,
She could
because she's
easily pass for
ageless beauty.
40. Yeah.
She's got that beautiful long
Long
dark
dark
hair,
hair.
the darker skin. So Rebecca's father is a like white Northwestern timber wolf, and Rebecca never met her mother. She died in childbirth,
Mm,
because it was like 1927 or something,
mm.
and and but her wolf is an Iberian Peninsula wolf.
Ooh.
And so she's a little bit smaller, she's a little bit rusty on the head, and she's got
Hmm.
stripes.
Ooh,
And so
pretty.
yeah. And the Iberian wolves, which are, listen, we're not going to talk about the history of the wolves.
In
Um,
Iberia, in the Iberian Peninsula.
but anyway, I also like that, like, so Rebecca is not white like her dad. She is of a mixed heritage.
Okay,
And
cool.
I feel like Salma Hayek, who's Mexican and Lebanese and Scottish, kind of
Yeah.
embodies that look that, plus, holy crap, Salma Hayek is gorgeous.
She really is stunning. She's a stunning woman. And I love
I
her
wish you all
her
could see this
voice.
picture.
She has a really
I'm
pretty
sorry.
voice, like a really nice voice.
Yes.
I think she would do really well in that kind of a role. So what are your plans for not this year as in 2025, but in this year in the next, like from now until the end of 2026, let's say, like how are you planning to release more books like in this series? Will there be more in this series? Will there be more in other series?
Well, my plan really is I want to get this prequel out, this prequel that is out, the prequel that is definitely out right now. And the pre-order for book one is up. So
Mhm.
I want to have both of those like well underway by now. And then so in 2026, my plans
Mhm.
really are to get the next couple books in that series published. In
Mhm.
this series, The Silver City Shifters, I am about halfway through book four in my Ghosts of Valhalla series.
Mm.
And then I have a couple other side projects that I want to work on as well.
Cool.
And then I have my podcasting
Yeah, we're going to be putting
that
out
I
lots of
do with a good
podcasting.
friend of mine. So
Oh, I wonder who that is.
she's cool. She's cool.
Is she? Is she
I like her.
though?
I like her.
Oh, love it. And lastly, where can we find you about the interwebs?
You can go to my website, amycissell.com, and that's AMYCISSELL.com. Two L's,
Two
too many,
L's.
two,
Two.
two. You can find me on Instagram, which is where you'll find me the most. Acissel writes, again, two L's, writes on Instagram. I have Facebook, but I wouldn't
You know,
rely
not
on
very
me
much.
going there because I don't like it. And then again, like the cliffhangers and cocktails and stuff.
Yes.
Um, I am I am there checking the messages.
Uh-huh.
So send me some
Yay. And we'll put all of those links into the show
in
notes,
the show
including the
notes.
link to get the Deadwood Wolf Pack prequel novel for free. We will have that there. Well, thank you for joining us today.
Oh, you're very welcome. It was a pleasure to be here. The hosts are just, I mean, I've never felt more
Divine.
welcome.
We're pretty
Fine.
awesome. We have a blast. Well,
So what's next, Shaya? Oh
next.
wait.
Oh, yes. What?
Oh, we're back from the interview. Wasn't that fun?
Delightful. Sheer delightful. Well, what's funny is I supported, we always do our oracle or our tarot cards today, right now, at this point in time.
At this point in the pod.
Yes, that is that. Yes, that. Um, so I backed a Kickstarter a while back from the Kitchen Witch, and she's on Instagram. I follow her on Instagram. She lives on a longboat riverboat in England, and she does all this really cool like kitchen witchery stuff. She does recipes and spells and whatnot, and it's just they're really delightful, and she has a really neat aesthetic as well, and a really good like body positive outlook. So I really enjoy following her, and she did a Kickstarter for a the Ritual Kitchen Tarot, and I backed it, and I finally got my tarot recently. It actually came out quite quickly, but I love the back because if you can see the back here, and I'm going to take a
Mhm.
picture and put that in, but it's pomegranates on the back.
Yay.
So how perfect is that? Now this is a full tarot, but yeah, so I thought I'd pull a card from this today, and of course I'll link to the Kitchen Witch on Instagram so you can follow her too. And I'll put a picture of the card that we pulled today, both the back and the front, because it's so pretty. Um, and I think I have a book, but it's in PDF. It's not a physical book.
Well, I will look up your card for you when
Excellent.
you
That's
have it.
great. Okay, so I'm going to just flip the deck
Because
here.
teamwork makes the dream work, bitches.
Absolutely.
Bitches.
All right, Five of Pentacles. Oh, so this is an interesting looking card.
Is it
She
upright?
it is upright. Uh, the person is sitting here cross-legged with some candles and uh pots of things and cups at her around her feet or their feet, and eating with chopsticks a bowl of noodles. and there's the pentacles, 5 pentacles are arranged around them, and a couple of little moons. So
Oh, they
there's,
look a little sad.
yeah, they look a little sad. Maybe they're being introspective. So what does the 5 of Pentacles mean for us?
Um, well, it means you're sad.
Oh
Um,
no.
it means that you're not currently feeling secure financially,
Ooh.
or you're feeling a little humble about it. But
Mm-hmm.
the upside of this card is that it is temporary, and
Mm.
it indicates that it is time to start looking in yourself and making those plans. Swallow your pride, let go of your fear of rejection, find the people who will support you. It can mean that you are suffering from a lack mindset. You're sabotaging
Mm.
your ability to create abundance because you're only focusing on what you don't have. So all you can
Oh.
see is what's going wrong. So you need to look for what you do have, even if it's very small or seemingly insignificant, and then express your
Wow.
gratitude for those blessings in your life. And the positive
Yes.
aspects will continue to grow.
Oh,
And then
wow.
soon lack and not having will go in the past.
This is mind-blowing because not only does it fit exactly what we were talking about today, because I'm looking at that going, how is this fitting into what we are talking about? And it totally does. It just dovetails beautifully. Not only that, but it really also, it's very meaningful to me specifically right now. So I'm going through that a little bit. So that is such a good reminder for me personally, and it's also so perfect for our whole theme today.
Well, I want to
Wow.
say the last line, the
Yes.
last couple lines in this interpretation that I've got
Hmm.
online. Some of it was I'm reading it and then I'm telling you what I think.
Right. Hmm.
Because I am fairly familiar with
Yeah, you're
the
much more familiar
tarot.
with tarot than I am.
But this says if you stay focused on all the negative things that might happen, then be careful because your
Ooh.
manifesting powers may start to create the outcome you don't want.
Mm.
Instead,
Hmm.
redirect your attention to what you have and what you want in the future so that your manifesting power gets used for good.
Mm. Good reminder. Good reminder. Because when you're in a position where you may be lacking, in this temporary position, it is very difficult not to focus on that and go, oh no, how am I going to do this? And you get wrapped up. It's very easy to get wrapped up in that sort of negative thinking
Mm-hmm.
circle, even if you know better, and you know that you need to do this thing or that thing. And so it's a really good reminder, very good reminder to focus on the things you're grateful for and focus on what you want to manifest and not on the lack. Yes.
What a great place to end this pod.
Absolutely. Fantastic. Well, we're going to go ahead and put all the links from Amy's book to the deck, the tarot deck, to the recipe, to the picture of Selma Hayek. We're going to we're going to put all of those in the show notes. So be sure to check them out. Leave us a comment, like, subscribe,
Smash that like button.
smash
Smash
that
it.
like it button. Share with your friends. If your friends don't like it, share with your enemies. We're not picky.
Review.
Review. And if
And if you want to be on the pod, if you have someone you'd like to see on the pod, if
Mhm.
you have a book you'd like us to discuss, a drink you want us to drink, send that through our DMs on Instagram. I
Yes.
go in there and read them every couple days.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today and listening to the pod. We love you. We appreciate you. And come back next time. We'll have some more cool stuff.
Yay! Thank
Yay!
you.
Thank you. See you again next time.